Hi everyone and welcome to this episode of the Fret Success Guitar Show. This is an artist spotlight I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's quite exciting for me to actually be talking to this person. So I'd like to introduce Dan Clayton. Hi Dan, how you doing?
Hi there, how you doing?
So the new single, Dancing on the Outside, has come out this week. I think it's an amazing track and it's a pleasure to be talking to you. But I'd like to get you to describe a bit about your music and your sound and a bit of background and history, really, if you could do that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, first I'd be asking why they hadn't heard of me. I mean, what the hell's wrong with that? What kind of question is that? I guess they would just have to think of the best song they've ever heard and then think even better than that, really. If there's a radio on and you're liking the song that's playing, it's probably my song, it's probably me. I've been involved in some way, written it probably. And if you hate the song you're listening to, I mean, why are you listening to it? You're probably wishing that it was one of my songs you were listening to, so you know what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. I think so. Yeah, it's an interesting way of putting and describing music to win fans over. So I mean, that's a lot of work for one guy, really.
Yeah, I mean, I have to delegate sometimes, like 90% of the time, but my team are so inspired by me that it's just, it's like I'm writing with them, I'm writing the songs, because they're just so inspired. And then I take all the credit, of course, and...
Oh, right, okay.
They love that element, it's a way of me giving back, really, so, you know it is.
So let's talk influences. Who's been the biggest influence in your career so far? Who's kind of led the way and helped you, steer the road when you're kind of struggling, and what's made you kind of be inspired to be who you are?
Yeah, I mean, inspirations. I mean, the biggest inspiration that I have personally, if I'm honest, it's me. You know what I mean? It's just the way that I can, just inspire others is really inspiring to me.
Okay, that's the first I've ever heard that answer before, but there must have been someone that's influenced you in some way.
Yeah, no, I see what you're getting at. I mean, I've obviously inspired a lot of people, Bruce Springsteen, Iron Maiden, the whole band, Adele, Take That, Bob Dylan, Hendrix, Reef, Shawaddy Waddy. I think being an inspiration to others is a lot of hard work, and but no one else can do it, and it's a burden that I've got to carry, and that's inspirational. I'm just thinking about it now, how inspirational that is to me, and it really inspires me.
But I guess the question is that you were born after a lot of those artists became popular, so how are you inspiring them?
Yeah, I mean, I think they always knew that I was coming along, and they were subconsciously, unknowingly inspired by me up to that point, if you know what I mean. Then when I became famous, they just knew it. They automatically knew where the inspiration was coming from, and they knew that it was coming from me all along.
Right, okay. So what drew you into the music industry in the first place?
I mean, to be frank, it was mainly the money, really. I've never really been into music or anything similar to that, nothing creative. I started writing things that I'd like to buy when I was famous just because I knew it was going to happen. I've had a passion for cash and dominating the world since I can remember. I think people like and respect that, though. I think they do.
Oh, okay.
The women were a side thought, really, as they were always knocking at my door anyway, before the fame really hit. I mean, look at me, I like to do my bit and give back, though. It's part of giving back, and it's just me. I'm just a giving kind of guy. I had been playing guitar for years, and the fame was building. And I got a call from Elton, and he said he just had to work with me. And I told him, just calm down, Elton, just calm down. And, I let him sit for a bit and think about it before I agreed. And it was on my terms, obviously. I mean, when you're this good. You can pick these things, you can pick these people you can work with. You know what I mean? It got to the point where I was a bit sick of them all asking me, to be honest. John Legend, Mariah Carey, Chaz and Dave, Sting. I mean, Sting was irritating as hell. He just rang every single day, voice messages after voice messages. Texts, emails, Facebook. I mean, how many invite requests can you send, Sting? I mean, it just got to the point where I was almost ringing the police. I just thought, well, you know, which one's going to give me the most cash? And I went with that, really.
Okay, so I'm excited to hear about this kind of process to be so inspiring. And when you sit down to write a song, what is the process that you go through?
Well, I don't really have a process, to be honest. I naturally just wake up and piss excellence, you know. Songwriting is something I can just do, you know what I mean? If I'm collabing with someone, I'm always leading it. I'm telling others how crap their ideas are and just helping them through and telling them why my ideas are better. I think they really appreciate that, and that's me just inspiring people again.
Yeah, okay.
I recall a time that I eventually worked with Sting, and he wanted to write lyrics, you know, and he came to me and he was like, I've got this idea. I was like, all right, yeah. He says, every cake you bake, I'll be watching you. You know, I thought it was utter nonsense, it was crap. And I was like, that's shit, mate. And he came round, you know, I changed it and tweaked it, and, you know, we got every breath you take. You know, it was pure gold, maybe loads of money.
So it sounds like you've worked with a lot of people. It's even hard to believe how many people and who you've worked with, but yeah, okay.
I've done that for a lot of people, really, and they love me for it. It's, you know, it's undeniable, really.
So if you had the opportunity to open for anybody, like anybody, dead or alive, who would that be?
I mean, in an ideal world, it would be me. I would open for me. I mean, that isn't quite possible yet, but I am working on the technology.
Okay, what technology would that be?
You know, the technology that I'm working on, it's way too complex to share and explain here right now with you and your viewers. It's above them, really. So we'll just move on. But I guess if I had to pick, you know, if I was forced, you know, someone had my trousers down and I was being forced, it would be someone who would make me look good. You know, it'd be The Who, Rolling Stones, or U2, you know, someone like that, someone a bit mediocre and, you know, not really worth the salt. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's interesting. I think we should move on to guitar now. I think that's a good kind of segue into that from what you've been talking about there. So when did you start playing the guitar?
I started playing guitar relatively young, you know, when I was about 13 months old. It just came so natural to me. You know, I couldn't walk, but my parents were like, buddy, all you can double tap. And sweeping, you know, that wasn't an issue at all. You know what I mean?
I mean, that seems young. I mean, the youngest I've ever heard of.
Yeah, a child prodigy, you could say. That's what I like to call myself. It was just too easy for me. I played for about a year and then had about 20 years away from it, you know, just to give others a chance, really.
Oh, I had it down as 13 years old when I did my research.
No. Must be a typo, mate, no. Child prodigy, I said, didn't I?
Yeah, sorry about that, yeah. So I'd love to give my listeners and viewers some tips. What tips do you have for guitar players that are maybe just starting out and figuring out their journey on the guitar?
I mean, my main tip is that you really need to play your guitar like it's your penis. You've got to be confident. The women love the confidence, trust me. Look, I'll show you. Have you got a guitar somewhere? Just go grab one. I mean, what's this piece of crap here? It's just like... Fine. Can I use this? Yeah. So, the knack is to really place it right here. And even when you stood up, you kind of have to really accentuate the position. And just like, you know, give it to them, you know, like it is, you know, they love it. They love this stuff. The more phallic you are with it, the better, I find. They just come running in the herds of them there are. It's unbelievable, but yeah. You know, I had this one time, and she didn't know what I'd hit her. You know, I was like, look at this. I got out a Gibson Les Paul it was, and she'd not seen anything like it. And I put it in the position, and oh, she screamed. And I guess getting down to some more specific tips is that I don't know, you should practice once a year or something, probably. I don't know. I don't really practice, you see. I'm just guessing that. Aren't you the guitar teacher? Why are you asking me?
I'm just getting your insight, really. That was all.
I guess here's ones for you. Right. My best tip is that you should buy the best gear you can. Like, the most expensive guitar possible is going to make you great. I guess numbers wise, you're talking 10 grand. 10 grand's a good number. You could try walking into a guitar shop and wait for them to give you one, but people aren't me, I guess. But you just need to remember to be confident, you know, walk in, be confident. The women love it. If there's a woman behind the counter, you're onto a winner there. It's all about the gear. The more gear you have, the better you are, really. I mean, that's what I've found.
Yeah, I mean, there's some unique tips for everyone at home watching. Yeah, so thanks for sharing that. And what do you think makes a good guitar player? What makes them great?
I mean, to be honest, what makes a good guitar player is me. I think anyone else trying to be better than me is going to fail. But I think most people will find that out eventually. And that's fine. The quicker you get there, the better, and you can use me as inspiration. A good guitar player always knows how to get the ladies, and his worth is really judged in society by that fact. You know how much people appreciate a guy that can sweep pick, tap, and play guitar with any part of his body. You know what I mean?
Okay. I guess if you hadn't graced us with your presence and become the musician you are today, what would you be? What would have been the path for you?
I mean, I think I'd be a billionaire in another way anyway. You know, I would have invented chopsticks or something, I think.
Okay, but they were invented quite a while ago, centuries ago.
Yeah, but I think I would have made them better, you know, before the guy that made the chopsticks. You know what I mean? Or I would have invented Bill Gates or something, and, you know, I would have had loads of money then.
It seems like you love to collaborate, all those names you've listed before. So in terms of collaborations, who have you worked with and who have you written for in the past?
I mean, I've written most of the good songs around, to be honest. The list of people wanting to work with me is insane. I mean, I just have to disappoint some people, and that's just a fact of life. I worked with Kurt on Nevermind,
but you're 33, aren't you? You were 4 when that album came out?
Yeah, but I was a child prodigy though. Like I say, most of the songs, you know, were written or at least inspired by me. I don't want to brag with, you know, I don't want to keep going on about it. It's just a fact.
Interesting. God, what time is it? So what's next for you then?
I think, to be honest, I'll just sit and count the money coming in from this single and invest it in something, you know, like the new Uber. I think I would have invested in Uber if I'd been paying attention and if I'd cared. I'll probably put some new music out at some point, but I want to give others a chance, you see. You know what I mean? I can't really tour at the moment because I can't really be bothered. I know the fans are gagging for it, but they'll have to wait until I can be asked, really. You know what I mean? It's there's only so much of me to go around, and I am just one man, and it's hard.
Yeah, I guess it's good to give us mere mortals the chance, I guess. Okay, well, thanks for coming on the show, Dan. I really appreciate the insight you've given us to some of your ways of doing music and life in general. It's been fascinating and baffling in some ways.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us. It's yeah, anytime. Yeah.
So yeah, I hope you like the content, guys. Go check out Dan's single called Dancing on the Outside, and yeah, subscribe and like if you would like more content like this. I can understand if you don't, so thanks, and tune in next time.